A few moments before the patient's leg got amputated, he probably said something like this.
Just give me enough so you can operate. I don't want to wake up next month.
This all went down about 63,875 days ago. It involved Joseph Lister's mentor, Dr. Robert Liston. He was the so-called fastest knife in the West End. And he managed to kill 3 people in just under 2.5 minutes. How exactly did he do it? Robert Liston was the teacher of Joseph Lister, who was known as the father of antiseptic technique, improving infection control so fewer patients would die on the operating table, or subsequently.
You're not dying, you just can't think of anything good to do.
But before Lister could do all this, his mentor, Liston, had already been slicing and dicing like a boss for several years.
Doctor? Doctor. Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
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 What started out that day as a routine leg amputation turned into a horror show. But did it have to be that way? In those days, surgery was carried out in an operating theater. That was because it was a bit of a performance, and Dr. Liston was a consummate performer. Unfortunately, the stakes were real, and so was the leg, giving literal meaning to the theatrical phrase, break a leg. The operating theater would often be filled with curious spectators, along with a few lucky guests who got to stand right next to the sawing and hacking surgeon. Liston was known for his lightning speed and would have himself timed as he lopped off limbs, like Julia Child slicing onions. This might seem careless of a surgeon, but it was actually a prized attribute. And Liston was sought after because, remember, this was an era before any kind of real anesthesia, so getting the deed done quickly was actually much appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The problem was Liston moved a little too quickly on this particular occasion. He managed to cut off his patient's leg all right, but in the process, he also sliced into a spectator's coat and chopped off a few of his assistant's fingers. This led to the unfortunate reality that his assistant would no longer be able to snap his fingers. The worst fallout, of course, was the 300% mortality rate. The spectator whose coat got nicked died of shock, while the assistant and the patient died of subsequent infections. You see, this was a classic whodunit scenario. It was the doctor in the operating room with a knife.